Good morning, friends. My name is Dr. Alpesh Wagela. I am going to teach you medico legal autopsy. So, what is autopsy? Autopsy, the necropsy, and the postmortem examination words are the same. It is after death examination. Any examination which is done after death is known as postmortem examination or autopsy or necropsy. There are mainly three types of autopsy are there. One is pathological autopsy, another is medico legal autopsy, and last one is academic or anatomical autopsy. We will concentrate more over the forensic autopsy only. The forensic autopsy is mandatory by the law. The person may or may not be identified. It is done in case of the sudden, suspicious, and unnatural death. And medico legal autopsy should be complete. Incomplete autopsy is defective autopsy. Another is pathological or the clinical autopsy. It is done to the diagnose and the effect of the treatment on the specific disease. If you have heard, in the Rajkot, they have started pathological autopsy of the COVID positive persons, which is done to ascertain the facts regarding the effect of the disease in the various system and the various organ. In case of the pathological autopsy, consent of the deceased or a legal attendant, the relative, consent of the relative of the deceased person is mandatory. In case of the forensic or medico legal autopsy, consent is not required. And the last one is anatomical or academic autopsy, which you have done in the anatomy class in the first year. These are two terminology: verbal autopsy or the psychological autopsy and the virtual autopsy. The psychological autopsy is not a real autopsy. It is only just the collecting information from the hospital record, previous treatment, circumstances, and personal history from the family members. It was practiced in case of the Lal Bahadur Shastri death. Recently, in case of the Sushant Singh death, it is also practiced by the team of the AIMS, the doctors who have to perform the psychological autopsy. Okay. Another is virtual autopsy. In case of the virtual autopsy, it is advanced, minimal, or non-invasive technique via the 3D, the CT scan, or MRI used instead of the conventional method. In the conventional method, we used to open the body by the cranial incision or any eye incision, which we learn in the afterwards. But in case of the virtual autopsy, they use only minimal or non-invasive techniques, and mostly nowadays it is used in the Western countries as an aid to conventional method. Objectives. So, objectives of the medical legal autopsy is to identify the person, establishment or confirmation, to determine the cause and mode of death. Mostly they do not give the mode of death. It is a part of investigation. In the case of the sudden death or any suspicious death, the mode of death is given by the investigating agency to determine the time since death. Number 4, to determine number and the types of injury. To determine the injuries are whether it is antemortem or the postmortem. To determine the nature of the weapon, from the which kind of the weapon injury may have caused. In case of the newborn infant, to determine the age of the viability. In case of the stillborn, deadborn, or child born alive. If alive, how long the child will survive, and if it have survived, the determination of the cause of death, whether it is the act of omission or act of the commission. You will be learn the act of omission and commission in the chapter of infanticide. But our main objective to determine the cause of death, to determine the time since death, and for the identification of the person. In there some cases when the body is severely burnt, uh, the recently there was a fire in uh, one hospital of Ahmedabad. There are such cases when the multiple the bodies are burnt in the same enclosed space, and the bodies are fully charred, so the person cannot be identified from the external the features or from the belongings. So we will identify that person by the using various the forensics method like the DNA analysis and etc. The blood examination, the DNA analysis from the bones, whether it is of female or male, age of that deceased the person. Okay, so we have to identify the mutilated, burnt, and the decomposed body to determine the cause of death. Okay, to determine the time since death. When the body is in the stage of the decomposition, so we will give a range of the time since death. Okay, from the beginning of the post-mortem examination, postmortem examination, how much time has been passed. Okay, and to retain the relevant organ and the tissues as evidence for the further investigation and analysis. Rules of the medical legal autopsy. Number one is PM examination done only under written order from the competent authority. So who is the competent authority? So police or executive magistrate can request us to do the post-mortem examination, and in case of the police officer, head constable or above the rank of the head constable are mandatory to request us for the post-mortem examination. Then who can do a post-mortem examination? So only authorized the registered medical practitioners can conduct post-mortem examination. It can be conducted in the mortuary, not in the private room, but in some cases we can do examination at the spot. Sometimes the body cannot be transported to the mortuary, like one person was burnt in a car, and the deceased person is sticked to the chair of the particular car, so the person is cannot be removed from them from site. So if the person is removed, the multiple evidences can be, if the person is removed from the site, the particular evidences or important evidences may be lost. So we have to do examination at the spot, and then perform in the daylight only. In the cases where it is a suspicious that death due to injury or burns or hanging, in those cases the injury may be misinterpreted. So we have to give the time since injury also. So if you have perform the medical legal autopsy in the other light other than the daylight, so the color of the injury may be misinterpreted. So it is advisable to do in the daylight. Examination should be done in the daylight, where any suspicion is not there, in cases of the road traffic accidents and all other cases where there is no any suspicion, so it can be performed in the night also. Okay, now the prerequisite for the PM examination. Three letters are mandatory. One is the requisition letter from the competent authority. Another is inquest panchanama. Okay, inquest Panchanama means it is a Panchanama, the report that done by the police officer or executive magistrate in the presence of minimum two the respected the person from the society. They are called Panchas. Okay, it was they learnt in your first term. Panchanama, inquest, okay, police inquest, magistrate inquest. Then another the prerequisite is Manottar form. Okay, it is also known as a death report. The police officer uh, writes the name, age, at what time it was first then noticed, who have they noticed the first, and the probable the cause of the death the given by the panchas and the investigating agency. The doctor should receive each of the above copies in the original, signed with the name, the designation, and time and date. It should be received in the two copies. The office, the copies of the police officer is signed, give sign with the date and the time, and it will be returned to the police officer. And original copies are to be kept with us. Now, procedure to be followed while conducting post-mortem examination. Take the universal precautions, okay? Then identify the body, call the investigating officer and minimum one the relative of that the deceased person for the identification. We are doing the examination of the body of the same person which have been told to do. Okay, in the civil hospital Ahmedabad, we are getting 5 to 7 bodies at a time, so we have to identify the body first. Okay, then examine and note condition and appearance of the body, if there is any PM changes or not. If any the discrepancies found between the inquest and the findings, informed by the investigating officer in they are written in the Panchanama or papers given by the police officer. If there is any the discrepancies, tell to the investigating officer and told him to rectify. Like in cases of the injury, they have the right only 2 or 3 injuries, and we have found multiple or 10 or 11 injuries. So we have to tell the police officer to rectify the or to change the inquest. Okay, if the necessary body should be X-ray examined. If you have to give if you have to give the age of the disease, so you will have to take X-ray of the body for the fusion and the ossification. Okay, in cases of the firearm, we have to identify the bullet, so we have to do the X-ray examination of the dead body before opening the cavities. Now, opening the cavities. To open the cranial cavity, incision is made from one mastoid to another the mastoid in the coronal plane. Okay, it is for the cosmetic the purpose. It can be sealed and it can be disappeared in the scalp hair. Now, opening of the body the cavity, abdominal cavity and chest cavity. It is made via I incision, Y incision, or modified Y incision. I incision is from symphysis menti to symphysis pubis in midline. Okay, sparing umbilicus. Umbilicus is spared because it is hard to stitch after the autopsy because of the dense fibrous tissue. So umbilicus is spared. Another is Y incision. Y incision is vertical midline incision from the xiphisternum to symphysis the pubis, and from the xiphisternum oblique incision towards the tip of the shoulder. Okay, it is Y incision. And modified with the Y incision is vertical midline incision from suprasternal the notch to symphysis pubis, and two hand of the Y is made via suprasternal the notch to mid the clavicular the line to mastoid process. It is modified Y incision. Modified Y incision is practiced in cases of the neck injuries like hanging, strangulations. Okay, mostly in our post-mortem examination room, I incision is practiced. Now, in cases of the infant, uh, first open the abdominal the cavity first. Okay, then scalp, then cranial the cavity. If you want to open, incision started with a nick on the anterior the lateral aspect of the anterior fontanellis. You can see the arrow. Then cut the dotted line and made in the calvarium. Open the cranium and the sagittal suture. Okay, these are the different techniques for the dissection of the organ. We chose techniques, the Rocketensis technique, Litules techniques, and Ghon's technique. In case of the Virchow technique, each organ is removed one by one from the cavity, like liver, lungs, heart. These all organs are they removed from the cavity and they dissected. In case of the Rokitansky method, organs are dissected in situ used when the risk of the serious health hazard. In cases of the HIV the positive cases, the organ is dissected in situ in the cavities. The Litules techniques removing all the internal organs in a single mass, and in the Ghon's organ systems in removed separately. Okay, advantages and the disadvantages of the different the techniques are as mentioned. We chose is the rapid, the Rocketensis is less infectious, the Litules is uh, that retains all the organs in the anatomical position, and the Ghon's is as rapid as compared to the Litules. The disadvantages are there. Continuity will be lost in case of the Virchow technique. The detailed examination are not possible in Rokitansky's method, and in the cases of the Litules technique, it is time consuming. Okay, and then in the case of the Ghon's technique, this disadvantage is loss of continuity. Okay, these are the techniques we have discussed. Now the PM report. PM the report, our in our state, the PM report comprises of 7 pages and consists of 4 parts. The preliminary is the data in which the name of the disease, age of the disease, the residence of the disease, who was that brought the body to us, who was sent the body. These all the details are written in the preliminary part. Then the external examination. In external examination, we will write the external clothes of the person, and then ornaments if he or she weared. Okay, the postmortem, the changes, facial features, these all are written in the external examination. If any external injuries are there, it will be written in the external examination. Then internal examination of the body, internal organs have been injured or any the pathology is there or not, it will be mentioned in the internal examination, and opinion about the cause of death and other opinion. Okay, opinion about the cause of death, the time since death, the time since injuries, all are the comprises in the opinion about the opinions. Okay, now obscure autopsy, it is a terminology, means it shows indefinite or minimal findings not sufficient to give the cause of death after the post-mortem examination. Okay, in cases of the post-mortem examination in which you will to preserve the tissues and the certain viscera for the histopathological and the chemical analysis, and from the only the post-mortem examination you cannot give the cause of death, it is the obscure autopsy. And after the receiving the report from the different labs and the different department, means the microbiology department, pathology department, and the forensic science the laboratory, after the receiving the reports from the all competent authority, you cannot find the cause of death, it is known as a negative autopsy. 2 to the 5% of the cases are of the negative autopsy. In those, you cannot ascertain the exact cause of death of the deceased. Now, the preservation for the chemical analysis, so it will be they routinely preserve the 4 bottle. Bottle number 1 contains stomach and 1 foot of small intestine and their contents. Bottle number 2 pieces of the liver, spleen, and both kidneys. Number 3 sample of the blood about 100 ml, and the sample number bottle number 4 sample of the preservation. In other words, it is a saturated the solution of the common salt or the rectified spirit. Generally we used a saturated solution of common salt, and all the 3 bottles are preserved with the sample of the preservation. Now, what is the saturated the solution of common salt? Means the salt is the suspended at the base of that particular bottle. ओके, जब तक सॉल्ट के नीचे ते नहीं रहता है तब तक सॉल्ट अंदर ऐड करते रहना है. इट इज ए सैचुरेटेड सॉल्यूशन ऑफ कॉमन सॉल्ट. अदर viscera are to be preserved according to the necessity. Molar teeth or any bone for the DNA analysis, long bone for the diatoms test, muscle tissues for in cases of the burns, to determine the COHB level. In the blood, how much amount of the carboxyhemoglobin are there. Okay, now for the histopathological analysis, pieces from the brain, heart, whole dissected heart, pieces from the both lung, half of the each kidney, spleen, piece or half of the both each kidneys are preserved in 5 to 10% of the formalin, and it is sent to the pathology department for the histopathological analysis. If there is any suspected cases of the bacterial or the viral infection, that you can preserve a blood agar for the microbiological analysis in cases of meningitis, septic abortion, toxic shock syndrome. Okay, blood is taken before starting the autopsy in case of the suspected poisoning. Okay, now another biochemical analysis. Along with the blood, CSF, vitreous humor, pericardial fluid, they all can be preserved for the biochemical analysis to determine the time since death. Conducted after external examination, the radiological examination in cases of the bony injury, firearm, suspected case of the pneumothorax or air embolism. Negative autopsy we have discussed. After the detailed postmortem examination, FSL report, histopathological reports, and the radiological analysis, that nothing can be opined about the cause of death is known as negative autopsy. Incidence is 2 to 5%. Okay, exhumation is of a theory topic, but we will discuss. Exhumation is a lawful digging out of a already legally buried the body from the grave for the medical legal purpose. Why? So in certain times the allegation is made after the burial. Okay, so the police officer exhumate the body with the inquest of the magistrate, executive magistrate, or first class the judicial magistrate. It is done in the presence of the medical officer, the relative of the deceased, and caretaker of the grave. Procedure should be done around the time of the sunrise, identification of the location, then the photography should be done, collection of the sand for the chemical analysis, identification of the body. The role will be there for the identification of the body, because in exhumation cases we will find only bones there sometime, so we have to identify that person कि उसी की skeleton है, ठीक है. Okay, thank you for the today.